coals are really hot, so I'm just going to dump them out. And in fact, I think they've been in there too long, so I'm probably going to put some fresh ones in. But in the meantime, they're okay. But then, what do I know? I haven't done this before. So I'm going to put the Dutch oven right on them and let it get hot before we put the dough in. And I think what I'm going to do is, I saw somewhere, or read somewhere, or whatever, that you get good heat from the top by putting coals on top of the thing. And I'm really not sure how long I'm supposed to let it preheat, but it seems like 10-15 minutes might be good, so we'll try that. Alright, so here we are, and Denise is cooking some veggies, and over at the other camp we got some other stuff going, and the bread dough's ready to go in the Dutch oven, and I hope, it's risen again for the second time. It's not quite as lofty, but I'm hoping for some Dutch oven spring when we get it in there. This is really like no-knead dough, as it turns out. It's really wet. You saw it when I put it in here. It was pretty crazy wet. So, but I'm still going to try to score it because I like scoring dough. And I'm really hoping that this isn't...
Did you need this to score it?
No, I'm going to use a pocket knife. Okay. But thanks. Although that would be more impressive.
I think so.
We could score it with this. Or with our little baby Swiss Army knife, which is a lot sharper. I'm going to use a Swiss Army knife. Now you might want to get in real close on this, Don. This is just like doing it at home. Yeah, right. Ready? Oh, beautiful. Let's just do one slash along across the middle. Try to keep some of the ashes out of it. That'd be nice. Okay. Okay, I think we're about halfway through baking, so I'm just going to rotate it in the event that that helps with more uniform baking. It's been an hour, and it's not done. And so you know what? I'm going to try to turn it over and see what it looks like underneath. Well, it's sort of down on the bottom, but it's really not. Oh wow! Is this still hot? Not really. I don't know what to make of this. It's not crispy at all. It's definitely not done. I think I'm just gonna like cover it and get another half an hour. It'll be slow cooked bread. I don't know what else to say, Don. I mean, God.
How about those birds? Aren't they beautiful in the trees now?
Isn't camping swell?
Okay, we'll see you later.
We're over at campsite number 2, and they still have a good hot fire, and the coals are still strong. So we're going to try to finish this off over here, and this time I'm going to put some fresh hot coals on the top. I think we can still salvage this bread.
Smoke. That's what I'm going to do.
I wonder if I just should have made a bigger pot of charcoals to start with.
Maybe so.
So we'll give it another like 15 or 20 minutes, see if that helps it out.
Go.
Yeah.
My hair is greasy.
Okay, so we have like 19 cooks here, and a number of them say we should have more coals on the top. So we're going to put more coals on the top. Is that enough for everybody?
I think that's much better, Eric, yes.
Okay, good. I think we've learned a lot about Dutch oven baking this evening. It's been an hour and 20 minutes, and it's obvious, especially now that I've read the instructions from Camp Dutch Oven Cooking 101, should have read it before we started baking, that you're supposed to put 2/3 of the coals on top of the baker because heat rises and you don't need as many on the bottom. So that might have helped a lot. Now we're gonna finish this off because whether it's done or not, it's getting late. So that's our, you know, kind of anemic looking bread.
I think it's gonna be perfect.
It looks good.
It looks good.
Thanks,
Take it out and
folks.
bump the bottom. See how? Oh yeah,
that's
there you go.
perfect.
There you go.
And if you don't want it, Eric, Jeremy and I will eat it.
Yeah.
There you have it.
That's
So
looking
the
good.
bottom looks good.
Oh yeah, I think it's done.
It sounds kind of done, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Come in.
So for those crispy crust lovers, you can eat the bottom, and everybody else can eat the top.
We're gonna
So
have it for breakfast.
tomorrow we're gonna slice this up and make French toast or feed it to the bears or whatever. Amazingly, the bread turned out really nicely. This is the next morning. I just got through cutting it open, and it's got a pretty nice open crumb. It's not gummy inside at all like I thought it might be, and looks like it's done perfectly. So we're gonna take it over to the other campsite and make up some French toast and maybe just have some bread fried in butter. Sounds great to me. Find it. Battery's full. Hi. Okay, we're making bread again, and this time I'm going to do a couple things differently. Last time I thought the dough might have been a little too wet. It took too long to bake, and I'd like to see if I can get the crust to crisp up a little better. So this is a much stiffer dough, and the other thing we're going to do is put more coals on the top of the Dutch oven because we just need more heat on the top. So the only thing I did differently this time than last time, everything was the same as you saw in the previous baking session, but I just added more flour. So this is really a lot more like traditional bread dough. Very much not no-knead bread. I probably kneaded this about 5 minutes, and you can see it's very easy to work with, but it's still kind of soft. You know, it's real pliable, so it's easy to knead. So it's a lot earlier this morning than last time because we're going on a float trip down the Snake River and have to get going shortly. So this will sit for, well, what time is it now? 6, 7, 8, 7? Anyway, it's earlier, and when we get back this afternoon, we'll go on to the second rise, and we'll see you back then. Okay, it's been about 9 to 10 hours since we mixed up the dough this morning, and gonna stick it in the proofing basket. So it looks like, as is typically the case when you start off with a stiff dough, it does loosen up as time goes on, but it's a heck of a lot less wet than, you know, that earlier loaf, as you recall. So wow, it's still pretty wet though. So now we're going to handle it a little bit more gently than before and try to get it into a nice round shape. And I've already dusted the towel here, so I'll just plop it in there. This is much better. This is really how I intended it to be. So now we'll just let it rise for maybe, it's pretty warm today, it's probably in the 80s. I don't think it's going to take more than an hour before it's ready to bake. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Maybe it doesn't really matter that much. So anyway, see you in about an hour and 15. As you can see, I'm using a lot more briquettes than I did last time, and I have a whole lot more piled on top. And I'm going to let it preheat a little bit longer than last time too. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, this is the fun part. Now let's see if I can get the lid off without knocking coals off. So far so good. Nice not to get any in with the bread. All right. I'm going to let it go for about 30 minutes before I even open it up to check it. I know it's going to take at least that long. It's been about 40 minutes and it looks like it's starting to finish on the top more than I expected for sure. Now I wish I did have a thermometer to check the inside. I think what I'm going to do is take the coals off the top and let it, or at least take most of them off and let it bake for maybe another 10 minutes just to hopefully make sure the insides are done and then take it out. Just knock off some of these coals. This is pretty exciting. This is a good looking loaf, I think. I'm also going to knock some of the coals down underneath because I have a bad feeling that the bottom is going to just get completely toasted. Can you even see what's going on? It's hard to hold a camera and work at the same time. Alright, I don't think that's going to make any difference, but we'll do that.
The moment of truth.
Alright, I recruited new camera staff here. Alright, this is the exciting part. It's been about 45 minutes, and I'm going to try to see if... Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
We're going to have to do some editing.
Oh, yeah. A little charcoal underneath, never hurt anybody.
It'll be like last night.
So, listen, you know what, I'm going to call it done. And I'm going to put it on this bread cooling rack that the National Park Service conveniently put there for us. And we'll check and see what it looks like inside in about 45 minutes or an hour. So I think I pretty much figured out that piling the coals on top of the Dutch oven was a really good idea. But I could have obviously gotten by with fewer coals underneath. So something between what I did the first time and this time. The third time will probably be a charm, but it won't be on this camping trip. We're heading home soon. So we still have to look on the inside, and that'll be soon. Looking forward to it.
Butter sage chicken in some foil, chicken breast.
Where'd the sage come from?
We picked it today because there's a whole plane of it out there.
Awesome. All right, this is the real moment of truth.
Oh, looks great. I love the crust.
Oh, it's beautiful. You got some good hole work there. Should you be
Kind
sharp?
of helps to have a bread knife.
Sharp knife, yeah.
Well, that would help too. But still,
or
I mean, you gotta
camping.
like this, really.
That's
It looks like it's
great.
done. Actually, it would be done if we finished letting it cool, but it's still good. It's still good. We're gonna eat it.
Looks awesome.
Beautiful.
There's hardly any burning on the bottom, honey.